Hello everyone, SirMonkeySuit or Zappy here, back again with Hunter x Hunter. We are on episode 30, and in the last episode, we have officially started off the floor 200 battles. So obviously Gon and Killua now have access to at least 10 in their sort of Nen technique thing. You know, they were supposed to basically wait 2 months until until their first fight, so they would have time to train and get more used to it and probably have access to more than just 10 itself. But yeah, Gon being Gon, he's like, nah, fuck that, I'm going to go straight into a battle. So now he's going into a battle with Guido, the weird fucking hooded, breathing through a tube, peg-legged motherfucker with his bloody spinning tops or whatever the fuck. He's gone into a battle with him, who has 4 wins and 1 loss. You've got to get 10 wins, but if you lose... if you lose 4 within those 10 fights, then you get disqualified, and you have to fight at least once every 90 days. So, yeah, we've also got like all the things about the floor masters and stuff like that, but we don't really need to go into that right now. But yeah, it's just Gon versus Guido, and I guess that's what this episode is going to be mainly focused around. So I guess we'll just get straight into that. It wouldn't surprise me if Gon gets his arse handed to him, because he's kind of been a bit. You know, I think he's he's a bit too forward. You know what I mean? He's so, because he is so optimistic and all that kind of stuff, that I feel like, you know, he'll always see everything as a positive. So even if he gets fucked up, he will come away from it saying that, oh, it's slight training. I've learned something from it, and things like that. But yeah, I mean, the jump from the 100 floors. In the 100s to the 200s is a massive gap. So yeah, I mean, it's a big jump. I guess we'll see how much of a jump that actually is in this episode. So yeah, don't think there's anything else to really talk about. So without further ado, going to get in episode 30 and see what we get. So without further ado, let's go. Yeah, episode 30. God's sake. They're all... You know what? Next episode we're gonna get to Leo, and he's gonna have something where he needs to learn Nen to be a fucking to be a good enough doctor or some shit. It seems that way. Because now Kurapika needs Nen in order to join that agency, seemingly. But it looks like this guy that he's just met up with could be a part of that agency, but is also able to teach it, I guess. I don't know when. I don't know how he stole Kurapika's hunter's license. Because I'm sure that's not a Nen thing. I think he's just great with sleight of hand. But yeah. So yeah, at the very beginning there. Yeah, I forgot. I just wrote down that 10 can be used to sort of decrease the look of aging. I don't think it can actually like decrease your aging, but I think it can, you know, decrease the look of it, so you know, so you don't look old. I can see that like coming into play of like, you know, later on down the line we'll meet someone who has it, who looks incredibly young but is actually really old. I can see that happening, but we'll have to wait and see for that. So yeah, Guido, he's basically based, like, his entire strategy, the way that he works, is entirely based upon winning by TKO, and basically getting points against someone, because it doesn't seem like he has a full-on knockout attack, really. I guess he kind of can do if his opponent can't use 10. I guess then in that case it works. But you know, anyone that's really in the 200s should really know that. Otherwise, they'll just get absolutely destroyed. But yeah, he was basically using all those like sort of spinning tops as Beyblades, which is something I pointed out. It's like, yeah, makes sense. And of course, he himself is a spinning top, which annoyed me because I was like, why didn't I figure that out? It's so obvious. He's literally standing on one peg leg that is similar to one of those spinning top things. It's like, it's so obvious. So yeah, it's like a defense sort of mechanism thing he's got going on. So yeah, the fact of Gon essentially using his focus, or I guess the, what's it called? Is it Zetsu? So that's it. I can't remember if it's that one. So it's the one that nullifies your aura, which is something that I did say before, in like a previous episode. Like nullifying his aura is something that he's already done, or like concealing his presence is something that he's already done. So he already knows it. Even though it's like sort of, it's something that's come across like that's subconscious to Gon in a way. Like he, it's not something he went out and learned or was taught by someone else. It's something that he just kind of learned to do himself over, being in the wild and stuff like that. So, yeah. But by doing that, it basically the attention from 10 goes away. So you don't have the protection at all. So yeah, I guess it's something that you can only do one of at a time. Like you can't use 10 and Nen at the same time then, unless I guess if you have control over it, I guess that's something that could possibly be done, because I can see like Ahsoka being able to use it, I suppose. But yeah, one of the things I wanted to pick up on as well, and I can't remember if I have actually said this, but it just popped into my mind as well, when Hisoka killed that one guy, that one hunter that was in the exam, and he chopped his head off. We didn't see it, we just saw the shadow, right, of it happening. And Wing a few episodes ago basically said that he can use Nen to actually kill someone, and I wonder if Hisoka has such a control over his Nen that he was able to use it to basically sort of harden the air in a way to cut his head off, because we didn't see what he cut his head off with. I mean, I guess he could have used his own sword against something, but because we didn't see it, I was wondering if that was something that actually had already happened, but you wouldn't know unless you focused on it. But yeah, so essentially, yeah, Gon was dodging. You wanted to focus so that you could avoid the attacks instead of, just trying to take them head on, because in that way, you know what I mean, you don't really need 10 if you're not getting hit, you know what I mean? So if he has the ability to evade, which he did, he just made a split-second error, you know what I mean, and it cost him. Thing is, I wonder, like, it wouldn't have helped him using that at the very beginning of the fight either, because all it would have taken is one hit really without his Nen, or without his 10, I should say. So yeah, but the idea was he was using it so that Guido would eventually wear out and he wouldn't be able to use Nen or 10 anymore, and then he would be open to be attacked. So yeah, he was basically fatiguing him in a way, which almost worked, but in the end it didn't. So yeah, he's royally, like, he's pretty fucked up, Gon. Like, I didn't write down all the injuries that he had, but it was a lot. And that was just from one measly little spinning top. I guess it kind of just points out how dangerous that, like, Nen is. That a little top with a little bit of like Nen and aura attached to it was able to basically fuck him up that badly. And essentially it takes 4 months to recover. Now, he has to fight within 90 days, right? So it's not that he's entirely fucked, because I'm sure Gon has come away, because that injury that he had with when his arm was in a sling, he came out of that sooner than anyone would have anticipated, right? So he has like a sort of I don't know, his body heals quicker, I suppose. I guess. I wonder if there's a way to use Nen to increase recovery time. Because I know with the nullifying the aura and that one, there's a way to bring back fatigue. That doesn't make any sense, because fatigue only works in one way. It basically... it's like a meditative state. I think that's what he was doing in this episode. I think when Gon was like, it was like he was meditating. I think that's what he was doing. So I wonder if that is actually a thing. Like, you're able to increase recovery time if you're using that nullifying of the aura and whatnot. Interesting. But yeah, Killua actually lied about the recovery time to Wing and basically said it only took 2 months, which is a good little thing there, because he knew that if he was going to say 4 months, he needs to fight within 90 days. You know what I mean? Wing would have been a bit mental at that. So yeah, good on Killua. I love the relationship between those two. You know what I mean? Like, just two kids. You know what I mean? That have that like relationship between like two little kids. It's great. So yeah, they were talking Kilowatt and Wing were talking about Gon, essentially how he loves the thrill, and that's the reason like why he does it. He has like a sort of like a thing about going into danger, and he gets excited about it. That was something that was sort of we were told about that like in exam arc, almost near the very beginning actually. It was the first time he went up against Ahsoka to help Leo, right? And he come away with it, and he was running with Kurapika, and he was like, "I'm scared, but I'm also excited." Isn't that weird? So he has a certain thrill about being in sort of in danger like that. So yeah. So yeah, and then we got back to Kurapika, which was cool. So yeah, he's gone to I don't know where it is. It's clearly not in the same city. Like that is a weird place where he was just at right now. That was entirely different. It looked like real like underground like back alley dodgy dealing kind of shit where he was. Not surprising though. If that is where like the blacklist sort of agency thing is, like, it's not surprising. Makes more sense for it to be a bit more underground than all of this fancy smanchy shit. But yeah, so he went to an agency, and of course the woman that was there, she was looking a bit weird. She had a blue aura that was creepy, and until that guy that took his hunter's license actually came out and said that you don't know Nen, do you? I was like, well, fucking hell, like, it could have been any other technique, you know what I mean? But it just happened to be Nen as well. So at the same time in the story, they're both learning about Nen. I guess it's kind of gotten to the point now where I'm thinking that it is sort of just a necessity to begin with, because if you can't use Nen, then you're always going to be at a disadvantage, because the likes of Hisoka and things like that like know about it. So I guess it's making a point to all of our main characters kind of have to learn it, otherwise they're always just going to be at a disadvantage and they're going to have no way to overcome it. So I guess it's something that it's like a requirement for them in a way. So it almost makes me wonder, like, if Leo is even gonna if he's gonna have to learn it or anything, because otherwise he's going to be at a real disadvantage. And I know Leo's not really of the group, he's not the one to attack as much. He just seems like kind of the healer of the group. So and in my mind, like, I can't imagine Leo like learning that technique really, because I could never. I mean, I was going to say, like, I could never see a situation where he would need it, but like I feel like if he's collateral damage and stuff like that, like having 10 at least, if he can just use that, then he's not going to get totally fucked over. But I mean, it just feels like Nen in some capacity is always going to have a place in the show until the end, So I don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, it seems as though, like, in order to join that blacklist agency, that's something that you need to know. It's weird because it seems like, depending on who you're talking to, it seems like different. I guess it's only because we are with certain characters that need to learn Nen that it seems like more prominent than it actually is. But when Wing talks about it and stuff, he seems like only, yeah, like, there was like a quote of the subtitles. It says like only some people know it. You know what I mean? Like, almost like there's a very small amount of people that actually know it and things like that. And like it's one of these things. It's like a rarity almost. I guess what he's talking about is in regards to the total population. Like, it's a vast minority of people that actually know it. But it seems to be like I said, like almost a requirement in a way. So it's interesting how, I guess it depends on what kind of hunter you're trying to be. I guess for Blacklist it kind of makes sense. And for the fighting and stuff for Gon and Kilowatt, I guess it kind of makes sense with them like learning it too. Because otherwise, I was going to say, like, it's interesting that they would take these, like, this hunter license and everything, and then not teach them about that, I suppose. But oh well, I guess it is what it is. Everything seems to be like, I think a lot of what this world is that you kind of have to take responsibility on your own back. You know what I mean? And everything that you learn, that can only be used as an advantage against everyone else. I don't think it's like a case of the life being fair or like, you know, certain things like that. You know what I mean? Requirements don't seem to be all that much, or like all that prominent in this world, really. It seemed like only the hunter exam, all you need to do was find your way there, and that's it, you're in. So makes sense, I suppose. You know, that they're not going out of their way to teach kind of, you know, these techniques and whatnot. I think it's all about like you, like, you know, if you want to go learn about it, you go learn about it, but you do it yourself. We're not going to give you a helping hand kind of thing, you know. And then yeah, the guy that Kurapika met up with said that the real exam's about to begin. So this is all coming back into play. I thought we'd forgotten about it with Satotes. I remember him saying, like, you know, because they think that the exam's over, and it's like, I almost told him it's not. So it's interesting. I wonder if after the hunter exam, the people that get through, if all of this is like played out the way that it's supposed to, like they are supposed to immediately go from the hunter exam into some kind of I don't know, like, are they dragged into something where they have to get themselves out of it without any help? You know what I mean? Because it seems like that happened with Kurapika. You know, I guess they knew where he was going, so they sent whoever this guy is maybe after him. I don't know, because that guy seems to know. If he's talking about the real exam, then he knows exactly he knows what's up. And then with Gon and Killua, you know, Satotes had mentioned that the exam hadn't been over. And I don't know if he knew at that point what Gon was attempting to do or what he was trying to do. Wing is interesting. I don't know why. Like, he had a weird face on him when he sort of let his aura go, and he had like a slight smile on his face. And I don't know if it's like, because he mentioned his master, and I don't know who's his master is meant to be. But I'm wondering, because it seems, I guess it's not all that coincidental that they met up with Zushi and then therefore they know Wing. But I wonder if Wing has something to do with, you know, I wonder if Wing is a hunter. I wonder. Or if he has any real connections to Satotes maybe, or like the hunter exam or anything like that, so they know, like, he already knew who Gon Killua, or I guess Gon, you know, if he knew who he was beforehand, then all of this was sort of meant to happen the way that it was, because the exam itself doesn't seem to be very, like, at least this part of the exam, I guess, because it hasn't finished yet, seems to be like very unofficial. Like, it's not something that is, it seems only an exam for like that one person, you know, like it's not really an exam, it's just a test of like their fucking resolve and strength, and, you know, basically getting straight out of the exam and into a situation where they need to, you know, apply what they know and you know, try and figure it out, and be strong like a hunter would be, I guess, you know what I mean, so basically it's like the first mission they do once they get out of the exam, and if they can't handle it, then I guess they can't handle it. So yeah, I don't know. It could be a case of like they sent someone out after the exam to try and steal their hunter license or something like that. You know what I mean? So, you know, they didn't deserve it if they can't keep a hold of it, kind of thing. I don't know. Because they did make a note to mention that, you know, if you lose this, then that's it. You're fucked. You know, they made and like that's the only one you get. So it wouldn't surprise me if that's the case. But yeah, that's all I've got. So thank you everyone for watching. In the description below, I've linked certain things. One of them is the Discord. If you want any information regarding my content at all, you can get yourself over there. You can also come talk to me in the community as well. And Patreon. So I do have a Patreon. If you don't want to support me, that'd be very much appreciated. There's a bunch of different tiers and rewards depending on how much you want to support me with. So there's the early access tier, $5 a month, gives you access to shows a week early, and you get 4 episodes of Hunter x Hunter every week. That's 2 on Monday and 2 on Friday. $10 a month, that is the full length. That gives you access to my full length library. Everything I read took it's a full length. Exclusive tier, that is the $15. That gives you access to a bonus show that I'm currently reacting to, which is 7 Deadly Sins. So if you're interested in that, that's where you want to go. $50, that is the elite tier. Every time you pay $50, you get a choice of a show that you want me to react to, and I will react to it. It'll go at the back of the list, span about 7 shows. Might take me a while to get round to it, but I will do eventually. But if you don't wait that long and you want your show to be reacted to next, and you want to get God tier, which is $100. But that is all. So thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.